Let's go. Let's go.
About 21 years.
Improving safety with advanced traffic products. Let's learn, guys. Let's learn. Playing on Fortnite.
Yeah, I started at ATP about
OG
21
Fortnite.
years ago. When I came on, we were the dealer for Dialite and GTT, or at that time 3M. And when I first started, I thought I was going to be bored in this job. But after...
Nothing's boring. Everything's always changing. It's awesome.
And I've never been bored ever since.
I'll be happy to tell you about the products that we currently represent, and that is Dialite, that is
It's the Wavetronics is a new radar. That's their new radar going. Dialite's the manufacturer of the LEDs and everything that we 90% of people can use.
It is exciting time.
Tomar is going to be like Opticom.
I feel that ATP customers
Applied information.
ATP as a
Our Glance system's nice.
Provider of essential equipment and is open-minded, open to criticism, and listens first, and then comes back.
That's their Glance system there.
Or an answer
Kinda.
to the problem or plan.
Yeah, it gives you all the data, intersections all combined.
Whether it's pedestrians,
Gives you all the
bicycles,
information in the intersection and some remote access. Pretty cool.
School zones, etc.
I'm sure he's about to and preemptions. GPS preemptions.
Only for the intersection. But it's exciting now that data, information, analytics is now able to be exported to the cloud and then better used at the...
I want to get more into the software of it, but it's...
level
I use a lot of it.
better decisions.
Just install the systems.
Applied Information came to our attention because it has a more superior system to what we were representing before. It has not only the GPS that we had been representing, radio, it also has a cellular connection. And then it also adds advanced communications and connectivity with everything that's in the controller cabinet. So it gives you not only the great preemption, but it also gives you all these other benefits and ties your whole system.
Cool preemptions and everything, and this is all with the GPS now. It's not the strobe light or anything anymore. You see, yeah, there you go. And this, yeah. So it's cool because now it links with your vehicles and stuff like that. What are we learning about today, Traffic Light Doctor Matt? How's it going? I'm on Applied Information's. Dang, dude, let me go all the way in. And they're talking about their Glance system in this video and everything. I'm gonna go back to the one prior where David with Temple is kind of explaining the M60, the traffic signal controller in there. Pretty basic diagram of it and everything, but it gives you a lot more information and everything behind it, and I like that. Wavetronics, great radars. I wish there was more videos, and maybe they have some more videos and everything. They reached out recently and talked to Peter Ashley and talking about maybe taking a trip up to Atlanta and check out their facilities. They have a bunch of the controllers, everything. They make the products, the Glance system. How's it going? The Traffic Street Beats. Love your videos, man. I love looking at the intersections you all have around there. Especially you film all the interesting signals out there.
That now we're involved with is right there, leading the way, along with the
gotta be a TS2
coming out from the Federal Highway Administration and the State Departments of Transportation.
And using the CRD connectors.
And communication.
It's cool though, yeah. So if all these intersections have this Glance system with the cellular and everything like that, devices with them tied to them, it'll interconnect with your phones, your vehicles, with a bunch of different things. A lot of information on this Applied Information channel. AI. Let's watch a little bit before we get that 20-minute video of David explaining the controller. It's good, but let's look at a little stuff. I think this is so interesting right here, and they got GPS in. That's some. Oh yeah, man! I appreciate you stopping by and hanging out. That's real cool, dude. Off of I like how all the GPS systems are interlinking with each other. I hope that becomes a lot bigger of a thing and we get a lot more. It's a little loud. Probably loud for y'all too. I may need to turn the desktop audio down. It's funny, whenever we mention putting wireless networks or Bluetooth on anything, we hear about the Italian Job movie every single time. Yeah, right. Let's go into some more. Ooh, dude, that's a close call. Dang. Now I gotta turn it up. See, this one's not loud enough. Did he get... Dude, that's insane. Dude, I'm telling you, dude. It's crazy. Which I already knew, you know, people aren't patient enough.
According to a government report, 13-year-old Evelyn Gurney was run over and killed by a driver in Wisconsin as she prepared to board her bus.
You don't understand how insane I'd go if
When the driver swerved around it and struck her.
But new technology aims to make it safer for students by enabling buses to communicate directly with cars. I'm here in Indiana at the test track for
And I think that's a little more to it. You know, everybody's looking at their phones while driving. They see the school bus and they're like, oh, just swerve past it. They do this or that. But what if your phone, like, what if they had it set up where your phone was disabled by a school bus going across and it said, just a big alert pops up, kids crossing. Same with pedestrian travel, you know, it'd be awesome if they all had GPS systems. And on your phone, car, everything, because it's all GPS ran, and they could do it, where your phone will disable and just a big screen comes up, crosswalk enabled in front, and it gives you the alert, and it stops you from looking at your phone, makes you look back up, because you're like, oh man, okay, what's that kind of thing? And hey, yeah, dude, for sure, maybe, you know, nobody cares, you know, they all just care about their community, trying to get somewhere from point A to point B as quick as possible, and it's ridiculous.
as well as from what direction that car is approaching the bus. So we saw how this
Yeah.
works.
But I think more information, more data, because everybody's sitting there drawn to screens now. You look at all these vehicles now, it's big screens. And it'd be real cool to just, like, it blocks out everything and just be like, hey, look, pedestrian crossing, kid crossing, something like that, when you're in the active range of the GPS. And say the GPS only turns on, and obviously it would only turn on when the pedestrian crosswalks are on, or which could be kind of as long as you're going the right approach, right? And the GPS will know which direction you're going and everything like that, know the approach you're going on, and that's when it will stop it and be like, hey, you know, pedestrian crossing. And same with the bus, you know, when the bus activates its sign and everything, that's when the GPS can be activated and give warnings. But I want more warnings. I want the phones to be disabled while it'll let, you know, like, and a big warning and, like, you know, the dings and stuff come up.
And that can be the difference between life and death.
We try it again.
That would be a good idea, same as the emergency broadcast system, something like that. Yeah, for sure.
A big rig, slow down. I don't see anything.
I would like that a lot more. You know, it's in use everywhere already. You know, why not just make things more safe? And pedestrians are
And I had plenty of time to
the people that are impacted the most at intersections and things we try to keep people safe at. They're the most impacted people there, and obviously emergency vehicles and stuff like that as well. But pedestrians are the ones that are getting killed more than anybody. You know, out and, you know, inside of these intersections with crosswalks and stuff like that, people getting ran over. There's a city here in Ohio that is working on intelligence systems that are app-based for the public. I want it mandatory on, like, the phones, so, you know, they already have, like, the emergency systems and stuff like that. That's, like, just mandated on your phone. I want something that's gonna, again, somebody staring at their phone, not looking at the red light ahead, but then 500, 1,000 foot away from the intersection, your phone locks up and says, signal warning ahead or whatever, red light ahead or something like that.
It does, but you know, there's a lot of stakeholders, a lot of conversations. And how many alerts is too many alerts? So they've got to figure that out.
I just don't think, as long as it ain't going off with false preemptions, fault, you know, and everything like that, then I don't see there ever being an issue with it. Oh, and now my live just pops up. That's crazy. Let's go to the next one. Marius Tech Solutions. I like this applied information channel and everything. I really hope I end up making it up there and checking out their facility and everything here soon. Emergency preemption vehicles. They have a better... Oh. Hold on. This is the glance system. I like their glance system. Let's get it started on. From what I saw, it would not... pedestrian cat. Man, they have this little heart thing on the chat that I hate that they... It would notify a pedestrian crossing activated ahead. See, and obviously I ain't the first one to ever think of this or be, you know, this. I just want it enrolled and pushed out, you know, massively. And I think it will, you know, for sure. This industry is all about, like, new products coming out, and then a couple places that will be like, all right, dude, that really sounds awesome. Let's try it out. And it really takes a lot of sales. So, you know, there's some of these companies have to almost like give away some of these products. Be like, look, just put it up, and see how you like it. And after it gets a little bit of tried and true, then you'll see states picking up on it, and so on and so on. And then you have it everywhere, which is awesome. Thank you for the subscription, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, the stupid heart always ends up in the way of the three dots on the bottom message. Yeah, I don't get it, man. They need to get rid of that stupid heart thing or move it. You know, I don't even know what it does. You know, let's just press it. I can't even do it off of OBS. I can't even do it. To interact with chat, I am the one interacting with chat. Whatever. OBS is crazy. But.
The in-cabinet unit fits in the common styles of controller cabinets and monitors dozens of circuits. The in-cabinet unit has a small footprint and provides...
See, this should just be at every intersection, I think. And, you know, you get their whole GPS system and everything, and this is what could do a lot of that stuff. And all your preemptions and everything. It's just not a lot of people have actually bought it yet.
This is the aerial view of the emergency.
I think you can turn it off as the streamer, not 100%. I wouldn't even... I'll have to look at that whenever I'm not streaming, I guess. I'll try to do that without streaming.
As we pan back, you can see more intersection locations that were programmed to begin cycling to green to allow the queue of traffic to move forward ahead of the emergency vehicle.
Yeah.
Another feature of the glance system is the...
And that's awesome too. And so the reason why they want multiple intersections ahead to start getting green and everything, it starts pushing that flow of traffic. They're gonna lock up just that the phase, the approach of that intersection where that fire department, whoever's running, and it clears out the flow of traffic. So they're already, it's not a mile behind backed up now because everybody's hitting a red light and so on, and they're trying to cut through all the traffic. It's really improving their times getting there. Between seconds at an intersection to full-on minutes in certain situations, you know, 3 minutes might be the life or death of somebody. So they need all the time they can get, and something like this is super utilized. Turn off reaction setting just under participant mode, and it customization mode for the stream settings.
Average travel time of 4 minutes and 11 seconds on 101 trips, which are just the ones over a half mile in distance. This report shows the average distance on runs that...
I'm using Streamlabs. I guess I said OBS earlier. Customization tab for the stream.
We also feature a 90th percentile travel time factor, revealing the 90th percentile of all trips yielded nearly a 6-minute response time with 3.5 miles traveled at about 37 miles per hour.
I'll look more into it.
Another feature to monitoring emergency vehicle trips is calculating...
Ohio just started enforcing a law that allows a traffic stop to be made for using a phone while driving. A couple exceptions, but basically, if you're looking at your phone, you're in violation. It is super hard for police departments to actually
along with the summary details.
Not ticket you, because they can just say, I saw you in it and everything like that. so they can give you a ticket. But it's super hard for them to prove that you're on your phone, and it takes them like getting a hold of your call logs and so on and so on, and data from your phone to really prove it. And pretty much if the person goes in there and says not guilty, I wasn't looking at my phone, this and that, they're almost guaranteed to get out of the ticket. So there's not a real repercussion for texting and driving yet. And I don't know where you'd want to draw the line between too much monitoring on somebody compared to, you know, the safety and everything there. I don't think I want all the alerts. I want all the stuff to like really make people focus more on driving. But I don't want all of my data and stuff. Yeah, they usually just trick you into admitting it. That is the main part. They'll try to talk you into it, get you on camera saying you're doing it. Then you already pled guilty on the.
Last year, according to statistics, fully 45% of firefighter fatalities were due to vehicle crashes.
Welcome to this live demonstration of the next generation of priority and preemption, presented by Applied Information. In this video, we'll show you how we make the roads safer for emergency vehicles.
Yeah, it is a very fine line. You know,
Just can't manage.
you gotta.
Give your departments more feedback.
You really got to understand the
happens.
two differences and everything. I don't want to give up freedoms for a little bit of safety, but I also,
We then also communicate with the intersection itself.
you know, a lot of this stuff we have nowadays is more of a privilege than a right.
Zones with unlimited range. So
You
let's
know,
get right into
our Constitution states what we have our rights to and everything and so on. But when you're driving a 8,000-pound death machine, I think that's more of a privilege than a right, you know. But the U.S. has a hard time with public transportation, so now that's even more of a fine line again. If there was more public transportation options, then maybe, you know, you'd have. Make sure this quality is all the way up. 720. It is. There's not a lot of options, and you can't just tell some dude, hey man, you're trying to make a living wage and everything like that, but you're a bad driver, so we took away your car, and how are you gonna get to work now? You're just asking for people to break the law again and again and again. I think that's a system we're already kind of built on, and I don't like. But I wish there was a lot of options, free public transportation, things like that.
The traffic is moving smoothly. We're able to pass through this major arterial using the combination of our cellular.
And if you look at all the money we already spend on things outside of our own infrastructure, I think a transit system or a free public transportation system for the U.S. people is something doable.
So as we go up the hill, we're actually up the hill and around the corner, and we're actually going to trigger a preempt at the end of this. This is something a traditional systems really struggles with, is with the line of sight being around that corner.
They are right about this. So GPS is real great for this because clearly it just picks you up miles down the road. They already know you're coming. It knows when to lock in the preemption, everything like that. Opticoms, they did struggle for, and you get that left turn arrow. I don't know if that they locked the preemption up. It looks like they are because they're stopped across the road and stopped everywhere. We usually do the left turn arrow on our preemptions as well to flush out that left turn lane and just give more routes, more accessible routes for the emergency vehicle to travel through.
We have this around the corner and the over the hill, and we're actually triggering the other intersection from the other side.
And yeah, it's nice. Again, no line of sight for them, and they're testing it and everything.
As we go through, you'll also notice
I'm iffy on these systems if they should be allowed for bus transportation and stuff like that. I highly am for it for like emergency vehicles and everything like that, but I guess you'd give a little bit of leeway to somebody that's carrying 40, 50 people over a commuter car because you're doing more. But I don't want them to just, I can drive through and just get every green light and everything like that, you know. Thank you for content. I gotta drive now, headed to another light on flash. Heck yeah, man, stay safe out there, and thanks for watching. Still on, let me know how it goes on there. But I love those troubleshooting calls, man. I'm addicted to going out there and figuring out what the issue is. Kind of like when Temple sends us stuff that has little mess ups on new cabinets and stuff like that too. Because then it's like, hell yeah, dude, let me pull out my meter, let me figure out what's, because it's just all continuity for the most part on those systems, and let me figure it all out. I love it. Love the troubleshooting stuff. Temple is great. Yeah, dude, that cannot recommend a better supplier, and they are for sure. And they're doing the best they can, you know, with the delays of everything. Everywhere else, Pelco's always sending letters. Oh, we're expecting super long lead times because we don't have raw material and so on and so on. But Temple, they really do their best to push out the most they can and the best they can, and the family owned and everything. And great guys, dude. We just had Joey. Joey come down recently with Bill Andrews, and we did a little class and everything with him. We were kind of like they came and just, we had a big fish fry and everything for him, and we invited a few of the local city guys, and they did like a little test run of a FYA class on us and so on before they went and started doing all the classes through the state and more cities and stuff like that. But always great to have those guys in town and talk to them. And
next I'm going to show
if you know people of Temple, you probably know Max Woods if you ever talk to a guy about troubleshooting. And dude's a wizard, and he's my go-to on on so much stuff, man. If I'm having issues that I can't solve, it's him, you know, that I talk to at this point. Must be amazing to troubleshoot the signals in the wild. It is a lot of fun, man. It's the ones that pick my brain are the ones I really enjoy. They're cabinet builders. I want to say, I don't know if they do the enclosures themselves anymore or still, but they would do like the backboard, everything inside the cabinet. They are, yeah, they do that on the factory stuff. And they've sent me wrong stuff. The worst that can ever get sent to you is when it's labeled wrong to the plans, because then you're just tracking down things forever. And that doesn't happen that often.
Thank you so much for
and so on, but I can't blame them if there's a short or something. You know, they test it, but does it get tested to every single thing you'd be doing or what we're doing out there? And you know, sometimes there's issues, but I like that. Those are learning experiences for me. So I really enjoy those. We could I don't really deal with a lot of Cobalt stuff. Driving smart. Marietta. I'm still learning the industry. Yeah. If you're in the Southeast region, Temple is a big supplier for everybody in the Southeast. Outside of that, you know, they don't do a lot more supplying through that. Okay. More efficiently. Being a metro city. Oh, Avery right there. She got a little snack and drink. Was she ready for a bubble bath or something? I shouldn't have said I know, but I heard her earlier saying that. You wanted to be a trap? Well, what's stopping you from it, man? You can do it, man. For sure.
It helps traffic control. It helps response team get where they need to go.
Safety is paramount in everything we do, so we're always looking for...
Big Cobalt guy over here. A lot of our M34s are gone now, and I'm between the ASC. So we were real lucky to be Cobalt and I just started rolling out the EOS software. I saw some... We do, you know, Temple Supplies. It was Simmons, now Unit. You know, yeah. They keep changing up a little bit, but... and the Eagle products, but that Eagle is... They're all the same company, you know? They've all bought each other... and vice versa and so on. We had no Conolite. I want to say it was the other ones that they're the same controller or whatever. So that's the most I've used. Yeah, I'm good, Ever. I don't want no more candy. I don't want no candy. So we have an app that actually the public can use, and they can track our fire trucks and see what they can also use that to so that is one of the things about Applied Information they talk to me about, and they have 23 or 26 different controllers between the different brands, and can check out like McCain, Cobalt. Obviously Unic and everything. And I've had people from Unic reach out to about their new controllers, but we don't do any like full TS2 cabinets or anything yet in Mississippi. So the software even on the newest Simmons look identical to the M34 and the M50. I played with a few of them at the last IMSA show in Reno. They are nice units. Yeah, when they first came out, the M60s, and I say when they first came out, here recently, like kind of COVID period, they had a power supply issue. We had so many go bad in the field. But I like them, man. And the more updated firmwares are getting a little bit better. They keep changing little menu options that I really enjoyed. Cobalt has a fun startup noise. I wish the M60 had one like that. But I know they're pretty much all very identical with different screens, and it's the same, dude. You get different firmwares on it. I'm pretty sure they're all Linux-based controllers and stuff too. But you start getting different menu options and stuff like that, and a way to set it up. And I hate one big state or one big city or something like that will be like, hey, I really want this feature. And then they're like, all right, let's figure out that feature and we'll do it on the next update of the firmware. And now it gets rolled out and it's like, all these menu options have changed. And what used to be something I could just go into like our sequences and change, can't do it, or now it's actually easier, or I got to go back and change the ring timers and different stuff like that. And sometimes some of these controllers are the easiest thing. It seems like it's real user friendly, or just like time-based data in the new M60s. I don't know, man. They keep changing everything up a little too much. It used to be a simple setup Monday, copy and paste to Friday, and you're done. Now you can't do that, you know. But every time one thing gets a little bit harder to do on it, the rest gets a little bit easier, and it's nicer. So. Is it true that emergency can control a traffic light from their vehicles in order to go through red lights? Lewis, we were just looking at a bunch of those. I hope I just saw a quick explanation of it. Let me go back real quick. I want to try to keep on blood. Oh, we did just watch a few. Here we go. But yes, it is true. They're getting a lot more like applied information. Their system, their glance system, and everything is using GPS systems that allow emergency vehicles to get the preemption and change the lights. And you can see it going on right now. It used to be Opticoms and it used to be strobe lights, but there's always issues with like line of sights and different things with those. The Econolite controllers are fantastic because of the logic processor. I've been using a lot of custom LP statements for adapted LPIs and Texas time and setup. Let's see, I'd like to... Well, definitely, I've messed with the menus a little bit, but not even much on purpose or whatever. I'll scroll through all the options, go through ATC and they have... But the M60s actually have another setup and everything for the Texas time and setups and everything to make it real user-friendly. I don't have a lot of experience in that, obviously. I live in Mississippi. We don't really have anything like y'all have like that. Oh, no, it's cool, Lewis, for sure, man. I like to go back there. I mean, just chatting and watching some stuff on this channel. And yeah, you can see the preemption. He's coming through, and the GPS is sensing everything. They're coordinating through the intersections a lot quicker and trying to flush out traffic so that the emergency vehicle can get through quicker and so on. With that GPS system, it works out real nice because they can just roll through and it alerts them, and it will usually sync up a bunch of intersections for them to all to get a green light, really flush out that traffic good, and yep, they can do it. I need to make a video of them. I don't even know where our strobe is at. There we go. this is their glance system. I think they're about to give a little overview of. Oh yeah. I got you. Our light poles break away in case someone hits it. Oh wait, hold on. Let me go back up to Matt's question or Matt's comment. No problem, man. Yeah, for sure. Best thing engineers can do is listen to field technician. Thankfully, my boss helped run traffic maintenance for years in a city, and we're implementing a lot of useful options in our upcoming stuff. Yeah, dude, that's for sure. It's hand in hand, right? You know, engineers are designing the intersection and saying, hey, you know, these are the best times, the best, you know, we're getting in the influx of 1,000 vehicles per hour or whatever, you know, and they're designing the intersection, how much they got to do. But they're not as much of the ones out there and like really setting everything up. They just, and then they hear the new devices, but they can't be on site, on field, and looking every time. You know, as we install it, we can come up and tell them, hey, you know, there is issues with this, or hey, man, dude, this is working great, this or that. So it definitely, you know, it really helps to talk back and forth, and is one thing in this field that's always been great. It's never been a thing where the engineers have been like, I ain't gonna listen to this dude that's out in the field. You know, kind of, I worked at a shipyard before, and when you look at the plans, you're like, hey, dude, it just ain't gonna work like that. And the engineer comes up, nah, I designed it. I know how it's gonna work. It's gonna work. And they're like real hard-headed about it. In this industry, they're really, really open to opinions and everything, and want to know to really work for a solution to issues, which has been great. It really is a great industry. And Chastain, our light poles break away in case somebody hits them. Any of them that are like on an island, like the ones with traffic lights on it, usually no. Like a full mast, arm, span, pole, strain pole, or something like that. No, those will stop a vehicle. Our vehicle will take them out. They'll shear. More or less, I've seen an intersection come down with a dump truck leaving its bed open and taking out the span cables above and just shearing all three out of the 4 strain poles on it.
Next, we're going to talk about map. You can default the controller by going.
Here's the Unix M60. This is the one I'm pretty common with. But like all the stuff that's in an island, they'll usually have breakaway bolts, pedestrian heads, and stuff like that. If they're separated and on a pole like that, they'll have breakaway. A lot of that stuff down to the cable. They want breakaway connections on cable for when somebody hits it, it'll stop somebody. And the rest of the stuff is why they try to put it a little bit further off the road. But you can't have the whole mast arm come down every time just a car bumps into it or something like that. You know, that's not an easy repair compared to a 4-inch aluminum pole and a breakaway base. And street lights are another one. They're all breakaway. They're meant to fall if somebody hits them. A lot of the street lights, high mast lights, a little different. They will come down. I've seen them come down from a car accident though. How much or little our traffic intervals between intersections coordinated basically is I hit every single red light. A myth, or is each intersection typically ignorant of the other ones around it? Big cities and grid systems and stuff like that, they can really coordinate between each other, or they'll be on like a fixed time to keep it from gridlocking. But a lot of them, they'll have chord patterns, but when you mix that with detection, you still got to have side streets getting a green light. So you still, sometimes you'll hit a red light, then get 3 green lights in a row, hit a red light, something like that. You know, it's really, really hard to maintain and control traffic during peak hours. You just got so much influx on every side or every approach of an intersection that no matter what, during peak hours, even with proper detection, proper chord patterns, proper everything, it'll be very hard to actually make it feel like, oh, I get the green light all the way through, or something like that. It's really hard to make it look efficient, but it's as efficient as it can get, and with the safety standards and everything. Yeah, for sure. Cal, you're right. Before I went to manufacturing side, I had a great engineer that would discuss what was needed in the field when I was an electrician. Yeah, again, dude, the engineers really definitely are like hands-on. and are hand to hand with the technicians and stuff like that in this industry.
Once you have your face timing set up,
Always good to see Mike. The best folks to talk to are the ones that work with it in the real world on the daily, for sure. I mean, we put our hands on this equipment more and more every day, and we know the issues and what's working well and what's not working well at times on it.
choose choice B here for an overview. This gives you
Michigan definitely has drivers that hit these
and their assignment.
poles like there's no tomorrow. Yeah, and
1 through 8 or
18-wheelers are always the hard part on that. They'll run into the poles.
if I go back,
The shaft will get messed up or something, and we'll have to come tear down the arm, tear down the shaft, rehang the shaft, which is the one that holds the mast arm up and everything, and then fix everything back up together. It's pretty common.
you can change its face.
And then it's a hard line of saying, do you put bollard poles up to try to stop? Anyway, you do, because bollard poles are more likely to, crash down or something like that over just stop a vehicle.
The controller set up
But they do help where you'll run into like a bollard pole first,
program.
and you'll know, hey, I'm about to hit a pole, or it'll slow your vehicle down enough where you won't damage the pole.
Menu, we would choose one for
Or the tractor trailers, they're turning out, taking a right turn. That's where they usually damage the equipment
set up
or the poles. They'll hit a bollard pole or something like that first, and they're like, oh, a good trucker will be like, if they hit it, will like stop and like, oh, I just hit that thing. I need to stop what I'm doing and
another reason why you may want to
recover,
call would be
fix what I'm doing, and then continue my drive.
receiving actuation. You could
Bad one will just ignore it, keep driving over, probably hit the shaft, and then keep driving again because they don't care.
In the TS2 environment, we're almost always using actuated detection. There are other ways to cycle the controller, whether that be fixed time or coordination plans. And some reasons why
I'll be right back, guys.
time would be
Y'all listen to David with Temple,
Let's say
and
we
I'll
have
be right back.
multiple intersections close together. There's no real reason to run actuated detection. We can run fixed time. So that means we're always running phase 2 together. We're always running phase 4 together. That really helps flow in tight areas. Some other types of operation will be coordination. We see this on main corridors that have smaller side streets. The timing plans are configured in a way to where they run on certain splits. So they run the main streets for a certain amount of time, then they release, and if there's any type of detection calls on the side street, they would run the side street, and they would come back to the main street. Okay, now that we have our phase timing set up, some of the next things we could look at would be programming preemption. So anytime we're in a screen here on the M60, if we need to go back to the main menu, you can either choose the F or the escape key to go backwards, and you just press that multiple times till you get back to your main menu here. On the main menu, real quick, you see up in the upper left the CPAC version number. This is obviously a Linux controller here, so anytime you're curious on what version of CPAC you're running, you see that in the upper left-hand corner.
Insert movies like Live Free or Die Hard, great movie. They had people hacking traffic lights. Is that even possible in real life, or has it ever happened in real life that you know of?
Number 1 is preempt 1, 2, preempt 2, etc.
It'd be easier to make your own controllers to take over the intersection with your own hardware, especially given that the conflict monitors are specifically to catch lights doing things that it shouldn't be allowed to do. Yeah, exactly on that. So, depends on what you mean by hacking and everything, and the conflict monitor, anything that you could, like this controller here, if you were, because now everything's kind of getting connected back to the grid, and so on and so on. If you were to hack into this, and you told it to output something that's not hardwired into the cabinet, or so on, or that's not allowed to go past the conflict monitor, it'll just flash the intersection. It'll go into flash and lock up that intersection condo, flash, so on. So no, you couldn't really hack it. But I guess what they would be showing is just like, oh, I need a green light, or I need to hack into the cameras of that. I mean, the more and more technology gets and everything like that, the more there's Wi-Fi, there's more access points to it, the more that it can happen, I guess. But there's nothing they can do with it, you know. And even then, like, the majority of the cameras at intersections that you see is going to be for detection. So all of that stuff is going to just be a video feed, nothing recording. You know, you would have to have some kind of recording device behind it that you would record the feed on it. Other things, it's all to the public. All the other cameras you see is just monitoring cameras. I guess the ones they would want to is like the ones that could ticket you, but of an estate, they don't even have that. And red light tickets, it still ain't proven to ever make anything good. I think that stuff's just a cash grab, and I'm not a fan of those. And dude, the companies I work with, there's never talks about those. So you'd have to become an industry expert to do that kind of thing. Nothing in the movies. Yeah, right. Then you'd have to know everything he's showing you here, and he's just giving like the most basic examples and just showing the screens. You'd have to understand all of that, do all that. Don't even get me started going into chord patterns and everything. I don't know what they're trying to hack into and like, oh, I can make it more efficient. Good luck to them. You're just doing somebody a favor, I guess, at that point, right?
Wanting to know the detector number, the CPAC detector number of that particular.
Yeah. If you want green lights, and dude, that's coming so uncommon. Opticoms are getting real outdated, and we don't use those even a huge amount, dude. If it wasn't for the plans on a certain job we were just on recently that were written up years ago, we wouldn't have done the Opticons at all, and so on. Trevor Light Doctors, so what are the magic frequencies, IR, wavelengths, spill the beans? I mean, I'm sure Google can tell you that. Hell, you can buy the preemption devices online, on eBay and everything. They cost a couple grand. We always get it through our supplier, the one we have and everything. But again, certain cities will still have them. A lot are going to the GPS systems and stuff like that, like Applied Information's Glance system is going in there. So, you know, I think you'd waste your money at this point. If you see the little birdies hanging up, the little Opticom devices, I wonder why this keeps pausing randomly. If you see those, they're probably not even working, or they're getting kind of replaced soon. You can extend the red if someone runs a light to prevent an accident, but not give a ticket. It works great with the Iteris vectors. We do the opposite with Iteris vectors. It works great with the DARE, which Iteris, they have it as well. The dynamic all red, whatever the E stands for. Wavetronics really implemented that hard, did a great job with it too, with their radars to begin with. And but we've been doing a lot of dilemma zones compared, and that extends the green usually. If somebody's the green or the yellow, somebody's in that dilemma zone, so they can't. I want to say the green because they want to stop people from getting rear-ended and so on. The dynamic all red stops T-bones, but enhances rear-end collisions, where dilemma zones kind of free-flow traffic and so on. I just found it funny how in Live Free or Die Hard, they caused a major traffic jam by hacking into some sort of traffic control thingies and turned all the lights green for all sides. Yeah, that wouldn't work out. Dude, I'd like to go. I should look up that scene and just, I'd probably get copyrighted on YouTube for that. But the other famous traffic movie is The Italian Job. I can't tell you how many people just go crazy about, because there's a video game that came out not long ago. Can't recall the name of it, but they had it where you can like just pull your phone out, like hack into the traffic lights, turn off the cameras and this and that. It's like doesn't I guess it could work that way to turn off the monitoring cameras or something, but I doubt it. I mean, they would have such a hard time, and you'd have to have some way to access, some access point, and a lot into it.
Your gateway type, and then enter that in the fields below.
And now it also connects back, you know, like a lot of it's fiber and everything, not cellular, so, goodness.
Enable your controller for SPAT.
It's like it knows my eyes, leave the thing.
Choosing choice 2, then choice 6 for configure port.
Forgot about that movie. Yeah.
Choice A for
Goodness.
SPAT addressing.
As my internet cannot be that bad.
You can set the destination IP.
Fortnite says their servers are up, but I'm having too much fun learning about traffic lights. We're going back to this one now. Look at that, dude. Crazy. Wish the police were there for some of those, dude.
These incidents are known as stop arm violations. A new survey estimates this happens more than 43 million times every year. These stop arm violations can have deadly consequences. According to a government report, 13-year-old Evelyn Gurney was run.
That's sad to hear. Let's go through some of their stuff real quick. Tyler, Texas.
One of the things that's great
Play the password game.
You're affecting people's
right.
lives every day. How they get to school, how they get to work.
Well, now, you know, it depends on what they got. As long as X amount of passwords don't lock you out of something, AI or whatever could just input over and over and over and over again. And so, and they've had different things that would do that and just go through, you know, 1 through 9999, you know. And but now AIs can probably pick up a lot on the passwords and kind of help out with a lot of that stuff. Yeah, and that's always this glance system and everything. That they pick up so much, like, you got to wire it to the freaking little, which is the thermostat, but the fan that's up top and everything, you wire it into the fan, all your field cables and inputs. Goodness. Everything just gonna pause up. Yeah, it just keeps going through. You'd have better luck with a crowbar, right? Or let's not go into it, I guess.
On Texas' most congested list, and so if it can work there, it should work throughout the rest of the city. There are
Oh, nines. That used to be the on the controllers and everything, to what he showed you, to enable access. The older ones, you used to have to type in 4 zeros to enable access, and then you would type in 4 nines, and you would and it would have like the unlimited access kind of. It wouldn't turn off and turn back on. Like, I don't know, it would never disable access on its own again. Now you just see the 4 zeros. Cobalt controllers. The screens are different from ours for sure. The information screens and everything. EDI is a huge manufacturer in a lot of this stuff, and for between loops, between conflict monitors, between load cells and stuff like that. EDI is like a very big tried and true brand, and like all of their products I'd never have issues out of. I guess they probably took over a lot of the 3M stuff. 3M used to make a lot of traffic light equipment, and now they don't.
The glance system was pretty easy to learn. We had one of the gentlemen from Paradigm come, and we had like 1 hour training, and then we were able to start loading all the different school zone beacon times.
Yeah, look, it monitors everything inside that cabinet and sends it right back. And supposedly, we've had issues with sexy EDI boxes. Yeah, right.
Change to the school beacon
Goodness.
timer. You had to go out to the site. You had to connect the laptop. You had to upload the new program, and that.
I would like that a lot on school timers. I hate that this thing keeps pausing. I'm not the one pausing it.
You know, a couple of weeks to get through all those.
once installed, our guys have loved it from day one.
Yeah, right. Especially if you had school time or school zone flashers. I want it for that. I'd much rather just sit there on the computer, have it set up. Be great. But we've had issues going back. We've had to do telecommunications at intersections where we put the glass. Oh man, we put the glass systems in, and oh my goodness, this thing is just. How long did it take for you to get fluent in working on control boxes?
Here, I mean, we had some ice storm.
I guess let me. Ooh. Oh, this is cute. How long did Chastain, my bad, asked how long did it take for you to get fluent in working in the control boxes? You know, it really just depends. So, I mean, not long on me because I was just always up for it. It is getting me. I'm telling you. I gotta get in that closet. Sorry, you might. Oh well. I mean, go to that one first. Good morning from Fort Worth, Texas. How's it going, man? I hope you're having a great day. But again, it was just I was always open for saying yes to cabinet swaps, to any kind of work, any kind of troubleshooting work, any kind of call outs and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And so really a lot quicker than most people, I guess. I've only even been in the industry for maybe coming up on like 5 years or so. Yeah. 4 or 5 years, something like that. But it just piqued my interest right away. And since we just saw somebody from Fort Worth, Dallas, Texas. This is 4K. See, watch this video ain't gonna freaking freeze up on me. Definitely ain't playing in 4K. I don't even have a 4K monitor. I got 1440p though. Uh-oh. Intersections in Flash here. That's another area I'd like to come check out and everything. I keep hearing, oh, I really want to go check out like Houston because that's closer to me. But I hear San Antonio is really awesome. And then of course it's gonna be freezing up. Yeah, right. The pass is light. 3 seconds is funny. I liked it. Appreciate it, Lewis. For sure. Dang, this is a little loud. I don't know why it keeps freezing up. I definitely like to come check out the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And then also, you know, dude, well, Wavetronics is over there and everything. Our Twin Crest is at least. I'd like to come check out maybe their facility and everything. But Dallas seems awesome too. Houston seems a little rough out of all the 3 ones, but Houston has like a lot of the kid-friendly, or some of the kid-friendly things, like a big zoo, aquarium, and everything. They have that city pass thing, and we like doing those. We like going to Atlanta and doing that, and so on. But we'd like to go stop by Polera in Greenville. Yeah, that'd be cool to see too on there. We use their equipment very often. I like their new the APS, APL, whatever you call them, freaking push buttons, push to talk buttons, Bluetooth ones. I do hate if you don't have a second guy with you to program their buttons. I wish that their CCU had better Wi-Fi, I guess, because when I don't have a second guy with me to program their push buttons, now my Bluetooth device list on my phone has, you know, 2, 4, 6, 8 devices on. Well, okay, 6 devices on it, because the 2 by the cabinet, if they're close enough to the cabinet, I can just do with the Wi-Fi. But then I'm like, just delete all these Bluetooth devices. Between those and the, you know, I was about to say, their voice stuff ain't too hard to deal with on there. It ain't too hard to upload your voice device, your voice, whatever you want to call it, where it talks like, oh, now crossing Frederick Street in 63, going east, or whatever it needs to say. I just hate digging through all the files and everything. I wish that they had, I guess it would be more on Temple than Polera, but I wish they would just send like a USB drive with all the audio files and could plug it into the CCU and be like, and then I could go on my Bluetooth, or not Bluetooth, but my app on my phone and be like, all right, this device to here, this audio file to this device, this audio file to this device, and each intersection get a USB, throw that in the cabinet, and it's there for future anything, you know. Next time if a button goes bad, gets hit by lightning or something like that, swap it out real quick and audio file back into the USB, audio file done. Not going up, having to connect to Bluetooth, deal with the whole audio file, this and that. I'd like to do everything from the CCU, and that'd be cool. Polera, EDI, Diablo, and Caramana. God, that little heart thing's just straight in the way. Are all in one group now. Yeah, well, that's awesome. For sure. All in one area, I guess in Greenville and everything. I'd like to see a lot of EDI's products and stuff like that. I like that theirs is actually, like, good information. Comes with their equipment. I hope my stream ain't been failing or anything. Well, I do have to hop off. I appreciate everybody for watching, everybody for hanging out. I need to get out of here. Wife has a doctor's appointment, so we got to go run. Or we're going to be late. Thanks for chatting it up, everybody. Let me hop off this, and y'all have a great day. Maybe I'll hop on later. New Fortnite OG map came out. I was down to play this today. But it seems like the server's never loaded. So I had a much more interesting stream talking about traffic lights, and I do enjoy that. Thanks y'all for watching.